Hey there, everyone. I actually am going to do a different video today, or a different kind of video, I should say. Today's topic is actually something that one of my good friends actually had asked me. She says to me, you're a mom, which I am, and I'm very proud, and I'm also a married woman. She says to me, how are you able to, keep up with everything? And it's so funny because, truth be told, I never even looked at it like that. It just comes like such a normal thing to me. And so that's something that I kind of want to speak to you guys about. It's just, I guess, balancing out everything and finding your own rhythm and balance. It's going to look different for everybody. It obviously depends on, like, if you have help, what your relationship status is like, what your career status looks like. There's so many things. So for everyone, it's going to be totally different. But for me, I had said when I had kids that what I didn't want was to fall. If that makes any sense, or like, I don't want to say fall, but I felt like I didn't want to change. I knew I was going to physically change, obviously, becoming a mother, but I didn't want to change who I was because I was myself, if that makes any sense. I was Shauna before I was their mom. And I didn't want to lose that. And I've seen, and I'm not trying to like mom shame or anything, but I've seen so many other women who they'll have kids, and like before they used to do their hair and their makeup, and like they were just this diva, and then they have kids, and it's just like, I'm just going to get up and not brush my teeth today. And that's something that, like, for me, it was never an option, just because I don't want to say that I'm vain, but I guess I kind of am just a little bit vain. And I didn't want to be one of those people. So I've always been this way. I've always been a person that's like to, get up and, try different styles and put on lipstick. That's just always been me. And so I did not want that to change being a mom. And I feel like you should always make time for yourself, not even for, your partner, but like, I feel like if you are a woman who genuinely feels good once you're showered, you get your makeup on, if you like to work out, you're eating right, I do feel like you have a bit more of a positive outlook on yourself, and just in the way that you walk through the world, if I'm being honest, than if you just were like, okay, it's all about my kids, I gotta get up, I gotta do this. I do feel like everyone should have at least an hour to themselves. And some people may be watching this like, girl, I don't even have time. Hold that thought. An hour for yourself is really easy to get. And let me explain. So let's just say hypothetical, right? I have two children. Some people have four, some people have six, right? Some people have one, okay? But within that time, your kids do have a period where they're sleeping, and they do have a period where they're awake. For most parents, and again, I'm saying most, I'm not saying everyone, but for most, your kids have a time where they get up and they have time where they go to bed, right? I'm always up before my children. So what that looks like for me is I'm always up, let's say at 6 a.m., and my kids get up at like, let's say 8. During the school week, they're up at 7. I'm still up at like 6, right? And why I'm up at 6 is not because I have to be, but it gives me a good, let's say, 30 minutes to like do my hair, or do my makeup, or whatever it is for me, right? Showering, all those things that make me feel good. So when I go to wake them up, I'm already put together, I'm already done, my hair, my makeup is done. Then I can go get their little breakfast ready. I can go on ahead and take care of their things that they need, like school wise, make sure their backpacks and stuff are packed, which typically I do that the night before, but it's just a good way to check. But being an early riser before them, I have that me time for myself, and I need my me time. Otherwise, I just don't feel. And mind you, I always have my hour before my kids because I just need to. It's just, again, for me. And so if you can find an hour, whether it be before your kids, wake up, or when your kids are to sleep. For some people, like, their TV shows are their thing. I do have an occasional show that I may watch for a season, but it's hard for me to kind of have as much time because when I get home with my work schedule, in the evening, as soon as I get in, it's like, okay, get dinner ready, then go on ahead and take care of the animals, and then go on ahead and like sweep and mop the floor, and it's bath time for my kids, and then I take my own bath, and then that's it. Lights are out, start back for the next day. So not everyone has time to be able to watch a program, if that makes any sense, because I actually let my kids watch an hour program before I take them to shower, and that's typically after their dinner. They can choose like a movie of choice, or like an hour 30-minute program that they can watch while I'm doing housework. And again, that's always after they've had their dinner. So they've had their dinner, their tummies are full, and I'm like, okay, you guys can watch your program, and then I have to bathe my kids like an hour before bedtime, and the reason being is because they're comfortable. I feel like if I bathe my kids earlier than an hour before bedtime, they still want to like play and do whatever. But when it's like at 8 o'clock, and if they go to bed at 9, that like warm bubble bath or that warm shower for my kids, they feel relaxed, and then they're like, okay, it's story time now, mommy. Then we do prayers, and then we do bed. And then for me, like I do a devotional, just because I love the Lord, and really God is my salvation, as I'm sure I've told you guys a million times. But I feel like God does give me the grace that I need to be a good wife and a good mother, and a good career woman, which is what really I feel is my saving grace. But also too, you have to put in the work too. God is first, but if you're not doing the work, you're not going to see the fruits of your labor. So you need to make sure that, I do think you have to find ways to schedule things. Excuse my dogs. And scheduling things really does make a difference in how your children, and I feel like even how you do things in life, right? If you have a different schedule than me, I totally get it. Some people are single parents. I get that too. With the way my husband and I work, we're both on the same days and we're both off the same days. So some days we both are single parents within that week or within the time period of the week that we're both working. But it's really nice because we do have 3 days where it's just family time and we're together. And right now that it's summer, one of my children goes to a tutoring program, and they also go to summer camp. And so that's also great for the kids to keep them busy. I don't think, and this is not me mom shaming, but I don't think it's wise for kids to just be idle. I do think kids should be in activities and be active and busy. And I understand, yes, childcare and in summer camp and things like that are sometimes very costly. But if you can find like church programs that like those are, that your kids can be involved in, for people who may not be able to afford like a summer camp or something like that, or even like Big Brother, Big Sister, something where your kids can be engaged and involved with other peers and, educators, that this way when they are having that summer break, they're not going back to school like, what's happening, I don't remember any of this. So that's just a great way to keep your kids involved and to keep their minds working and moving and going. And then again, going back to just mom, right? So with all of those things, scheduling is key, and always making sure that you have that full hour, whether, like I said, be before or after your children, wake or go to bed. Those are really, really crucial, I think, to keeping your, femininity and making yourself beautiful. And, this is not me. I feel like I feel so bad by saying this, but I feel like sometimes as women get older, right? And again, this is not me age shaming, you have to say all these things now, honey, because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. But I do feel like sometimes people are just like, oh, I just don't care anymore. And like, I do feel like there's a demon of complacency where like people just literally get so comfortable that they're just like, I'm just not even going to try anymore. And I never want to be that way. And I have caught myself, trust me, times where I'm like, oh, not with makeup. I do makeup every day. But like if I don't feel like working out for a day, I'm like, well, I don't feel like working out. And then I'm like, maybe I should do that though, because I know that like I want to have something, and I know that I can't have this, this item if I'm not working out. So make sure that you like do stay consistent in whatever it is that you're doing, because you can't expect to complete something if you're only doing it one time a week or whatever. Like, and maybe for some people that's a thing. Like, some women like to get dressed up once a week, and that's probably the norm. Some people are probably looking at this like, girl, I don't have time to like beat my face every day and like look cute. I live for that. Like I work in aesthetics. So for me, I live for, beauty and for great skin and like just for like looking like you're 20 your entire life, even though that's so unrealistic. I live for that though. And so do you see how I light up? That's my passion. Like just seeing people in general be their best selves is my passion. And I feel like that's why it's so important to me that moms like stay their best self, because life is so short and you're in your own body. You can't be anybody else's. You can tweak it, but like you can't be anyone else. And so I think it's very important that you really do take care of yourself. Make that time, moms, make that time so that you feel like, the sexy, even if you're married, your spouse will appreciate it. My husband, I love him so much, but I do know, not I think, I know, like, I dress up, and not just for him, but it's for me, okay? I dress up every day, and my husband will just look at me like literally like the first time we met, and he's just like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful." And this is every day that he sees me, and so I know I'm doing something right. And so that's why, like, I just feel like, yes, it is important for you, as a woman, as a mom, to still feel like you, but also too, if your man or your partner, for LGBTQ people, met you a certain way. I know people change, but it's kind of nice if you look like you did, 10 years ago. I mean, let's be honest. Like, it's kind of nice if, your man, like, still has that little body that he had when, like, you first met him, or, even that hairline that he had when you first met him. You know what I'm saying? I think, since people are dishonest about stuff like that, I do feel like, for the most part, attraction is what makes people, like, gel first. And granted, there are people that, like, yes, they go with their mind and all that, right? But for most of us, and again, I'm not saying all, for most of us, that first look of that person that we are going to get with, we're like, oh, he or she, they're kind of fine. You know what I mean? Like, and then the conversation starts, obviously, and you see if personalities mesh. And then after that, it turns into, or blossoms into, a romance or a marriage or whatever. But realistically speaking, it does start off with, do you find that person aesthetically appealing? And so it is nice if you can keep up with your appearance for not only yourself, but like for your partner. And I feel like if you have little girls, it's a great way to show them like that self-care is important. Because I do think that, like, my daughter, even though she's only 3, when she sees me, like, she literally be like, "Mommy, princess," every day. And it's so sweet, you guys. Like, it's so sweet, because I'm just like, you're the princess of princesses. And she puts a little tiara on, and she likes to wear dresses and all these different things. And so I think that it's having a positive effect on her too, just seeing that I care for myself, and not in an unhealthy way, obviously, but she just really loves that, like, mommy showers and mommy does her hair. And so I just showing my daughter self-care too at such an early age. I feel like she's gonna want to care for herself physically and emotionally and mentally as well. So I hope this video helped someone. I swear I'm not picking on you, but those are just some things that have helped me. Just time management, holding myself accountable for things, and ultimately just trying and always keeping God first place. I feel like that will really help you, if you are struggling maybe with just making your kids and you be both priority. Because remember, you are the first priority. You can't be good for anyone else if you're not good for yourself first. So God bless you guys. I hope that this helps. Even if you're not a mom, I hope that helps someone. And enjoy the rest of this week. And I will speak to you guys soon. God bless, and stay blessed, highly favored, and solely unbothered. Okay, bye-bye.